Well, winter's here, and for once I actually was somewhat prepared. Don't mind me, I got kind of a little bit of a cold going on here, but I got winter tires for the third gen, which is covered in snow right now. It's minus 20 degrees Celsius outside and not plugged in, because I guess I'm not prepared for that. Wasn't really going to make a video today, but it's supposed to snow. It just snowed yesterday, a couple centimeters, and it's supposed to snow tonight, like another 5 to 10 centimeters. So I actually got winter tires for this truck. I got Venom Ice Hunters. They're one of the only companies I could find that made them in a 37-inch tire. So they're fully siped. They're a winter tire, like full-on winter tire, not just a snowflake rating. And they're studdable, so I got them studded. These are still my mud tires on here, on my 22-inch wheels. So I put my new Ice Hunters on my 20-inch wheels. So we're just gonna go fire this thing up. Hopefully it will fire up, because it hasn't ran for a week and it's cold out. So fire it up. I'm just gonna spray the snow off of it, and then we'll take it to the shop. We're gonna mount these new tires, and then I'm gonna go drive around on the snowy roads, and we're gonna see how they perform. Oh, so cold. Turn all this stuff off so that we can use all the battery for cranking. Alright, she is not happy with me, but she still fired even with really low battery pressure, or battery voltage, so that's good. So I'm going to brush all the snow off. I'll turn that exhaust brake on. It will heat up the truck way faster, and then we'll be on our way. I love that sound. We just have to be able to see where we're going to get to the car wash. Then I'm gonna blow all the snow off with the water. Just makes it way easier. So I'm working night shift tonight at the mine, so it's one of the reasons why I want to get these ice tires on, just because I don't want to get off in the morning and have a ton of snow on my truck. And then my other car is that little Dodge Neon you might have saw in the garage, and that thing is, it's alright, but it's not good in deep snow. So I didn't want to have to deal with that in the morning after working all night while I'm not feeling good already. So I'm pretty optimistic. I think these new tires are going to be sweet, and I've never actually had a truck with ice tires on them, like full-on winter tires. I've always just had like the snow-rated tires, which are just a total bunch of BS in my opinion. This is funny, there's just this massive clump of snow on the hood of the truck. If we went on the highway, it'd probably be pretty funny, because it would fly off with the wind force and totally blind me. So that might not actually be funny on second thought. It's so foggy. I'm just going to use rinse because it's warm water. There it is. So as to be expected with the mud tires basically everywhere, just rev it and you just spin out. Even though I'm kind of on gravel here too. So it'll be nice to see if I get a little better traction with the winter tires. It is cold. Look at the water. Just instantly froze. Just little bits of ice everywhere all over the truck. The doors are probably even frozen shut. There. There's still a ton of snow here in my box. I'm gonna have to leave my truck in the shop overnight so that it can thaw out one of these days. The only thing that sucks is there's no floor drains in this shop, so it's just gonna leave a huge puddle, and then I gotta squeegee it all out outside. Then it's icy outside the door, but it is what it is. Anyways, here is my tire pile. These are the new ones. These are the Venom Ice Hunters, and these are back on my 20x12 GT Invasion, I think, wheels. So they actually look pretty good. Here's kind of a side profile what they look like. These tires are 37 by 13.5 R20, of course. So yeah, these are the Venom Ice Hunters. And as you can see here, like, there's a lot of siping. Tons, everything's siped, and we got the studs in them. So a lot of the studs are kind of on the sidewalls like normal, and then it's got the odd one kind of here and here throughout, more in the middle of the tire. Also, a really quick side note, I found a company that actually ships exhausts and tuners down to the States, and EGR modifications. So I'll put a little link down in the bio here, and definitely check them out. They're a great company, really good customer support. If you got any questions or whatever, so yeah, I'll put a link down if you're interested in getting like an exhaust or tuner down in the States. Problem I did not see happening was that because I just washed the truck, the studs are totally full of ice. So I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. I might have to use like a heat gun or something. This is just Canadian things. It's ridiculous. It's little things like this that are inconvenient and kind of piss me off, but whatever. We'll figure it out here. All right, and just like that, they're on. Don't you wish it was just that easy? All right, so here's what they look like. They actually look pretty good in my opinion. Like it doesn't take away from the truck too much, it being a lifted truck. Usually, you know, you're rocking the mud tires, but I think it actually looks pretty good. And so these are, I guess they get mounted on one way. So this is the outside, this is the inside, which means these ones are going to rotate different direction than the other ones. But yeah, they look pretty good. So there's that one, and there's that one. And I use balancing beads in these. I think they were 8-ounce packs I put in. I've used balancing beads for like the last decade, and I've never once had an issue. Some guys are like, oh, you gotta balance them, don't use beads. I love using beads, especially on oversized tires. It's way more convenient, way better. You don't have to worry about mud in the tire. You don't have to worry about weights missing, all that stuff. So yeah, these have balancing beads in them. So we're gonna go see how they drive. But again, like, I think they look pretty good. It still looks like a pretty lifted, you know, badass truck in my opinion. Even with the highway, I guess they're more of kind of a highway tire. But yeah, they look good. And it's nice seeing these wheels back on the truck. I haven't seen these wheels on the truck for almost a year now. It's crazy that these are the size of rocks that these tires will throw. Like, that's gonna do some damage. I feel bad. That's why you gotta be running mud flaps. Alright, so I'm just gonna drive around two-wheel drive right now. Already I can tell that they're better. Oh yeah. It's like quite a bit difference. Like even there, like I spun out a tiny little bit if you heard the RPMs go up, but it caught right away. Like it didn't just throw my ass end out. So far so good. We're gonna drive this way and we're gonna go take it on the highway and just see what they sound like on the highway. I bet you it's gonna be way quieter than the big juicy mud tires I had on there, because those things were friggin' loud when I drove on the highway. So we'll see how these ones are. All right, there's a little bit of a bad crosswind, so it might be a little bit hard to hear, but I can hear the wind on the truck. Maybe I can just hear the wind a lot more now because I can't hear the tires. These tires are definitely a lot quieter. Here's the steering wheel without holding it, so see it's not shaking or anything. Yeah, I like them so far. We're gonna go find a street that's you know, maybe just a street, one of the new developments that doesn't have houses around it. We'll just kind of try to like drift it a little bit there and start and stop on some icy or snowy conditions and see how they do. One of the nice things about living in a smaller town is that the snow removal is super good. Like compared to cities where like they won't do your street for like, you'd be lucky if they do it like once or twice a year. They usually got all the streets done in my town within a day or two after a big snowfall. So it's pretty handy. One thing I do notice about these tires after driving around for a little bit here is that they do feel soft, in my opinion. Like when I'm coasting, it's almost like I'm slowing down a little bit more than I normally would with like my hard mud tires. So like I'm sure these will probably be I bet you they'll be a bit worse on fuel. Will I notice it? I don't know if I will or not. But I mean, I guess like you want your ice tires to be soft, so that's a good thing because they're gonna grip a lot better. But yeah, it's like I can almost feel like they have more resistance on the ground, if that makes sense. Which again, more resistance on the ground would be a good thing in this situation because then we get better traction. So here's a road that's got lots of ice on it. This is pretty much straight ice. So just accelerating. A little bit of a slippage there, but not bad at all. I'm gonna decelerate now. I was braking pretty hard. Okay, that's good. Let's try that again. So here, spin it out. Oh, it caught. Yeah, like we're going, like that's not bad at all. I'm gonna slam on the brakes now. Okay, so slamming on the brakes, it actually took a little bit before it actually locked up and started sliding. So it's actually braking quite well. So this is what I'm talking about. See, look. So we're pretty icy here. So I'm just gonna set the camera up and do a couple of stops and starts. So you're not gonna be driving like a sports car, you know, or like you do in summer with these tires, but it is a night and day difference compared to what I'm used to. Because I've never had the closest thing I've had to a winter tire on a truck was in high school. I had a Chevy half-ton and I had Wrangler Duratrax on it, and they were actually pretty good. They weren't studded or nothing, but they were pretty good in mud and on the ice. But yeah, even just driving it on those icy roads, I would always have my truck in four-wheel drive with the mud tires on them. Like there's no way I'd put it in two-wheel drive just because I would just be spinning and spinning. It would take me forever to get started. And stopping, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I find it does help a little bit if you're in four-wheel drive. It kind of gives you a little more stopping power. But yeah, it's just a night and day difference. So now I'm just driving around two-wheel drive and I'm totally fine. You have the odd little slip here and there if you accelerate a little bit too hard on the really icy stuff, but it's not bad at all. Well, that's all I got for you right now. End of the day, I really like these tires. I feel like I should have had these a long time ago, although I think they only came out last winter. So it's nice that we finally have an oversized tire in a full winter tire, and it still looks pretty good. I'll probably do a video in a month or so after I've been driving on these for a while and kind of give a review, just how it's been going. But so far so good. I really like them. They're a great tire and they're quite cheap too. Like the price, they're one of those Chinese brands or whatever, which some guys don't like to talk about much or they think they're crap, but I've actually had pretty good luck with cheaper tires like that. Some guys don't want to spend, you know, $800 a tire. Some guys, you know, just can't afford it. So this is nice. It's a nice, cheaper option, and it's a really good tire, I think, so far anyways. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me for more, and check out the Instagram page at Dark Iron Diesel. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.